What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 33 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dylan. We got a couple more reviews to read here. Well, you want to start us off, Dave?
Sure. This one, I like this one a lot because it felt like there was a lot of character thrown into it.
Definitely some character.
This is from Twitter user... Fuck! Damn it, Twitter! Son of a bitch. I had it fucking loaded up, and as soon as I clicked on it, you know what it did? It brought me to the top of the fucking tweet. So I had to spend the last 10 seconds finding it and explaining myself. So Twitter user Rage Quit Gamer.
No, the fitting name for what just happened.
They wrote deluxe oral infotainment. Rest assured that with Offshore Gamescast steered by co-captains in Dylan and Dave, you'll never get lost in the sea of gaming news or run aground of a bad gaming purchase to be regretted for the ages to come. This podcast is informative, quirky, witty, hilarious at times, but never dull or sleep-inducing. Keep it up, mates. How nice.
What a nice review.
Thank you for saying nice things to us.
Yeah,
because,
thank you.
To be honest, you tried to be as nice as possible.
They said they tried to be as nice as possible, and it was pretty damn nice.
That was pretty nice.
We got another review from Twitter user Kamal Husseini. They said, breath of fresh air. I enjoyed listening to this podcast at work, as it's a nice change of pace from only listening to serious podcasts about business and motivational stuffs. These guys ain't as corporate as other gaming podcasts like IGN, and they sure put a lot of passion behind what they were talking about. Very knowledgeable and such a joy to listen to. Keep up the great work. Show is amazing. Thank you.
That's because IGN doesn't say the fuck word.
Do they not?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with their people. I just go there for news, and I'm fucking done.
And nowhere did it say fuck.
No, and that's my job. That's where I come in.
I mean, you did scream fuck right at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, but that wasn't, I was going with the flow, That was just, look, if they come out with an IGN subsection that's like,
it's just called fuck.
No, it's like IGN New York. Then it's like, then I'd
then
be
you're there.
Like, yo, what the fuck's up, guys? And you know what? That's us. We're gonna be adopted by IGN, except we're not gonna let that shit happen. We're gonna go by you know how the studios are like, hey, you can be this, but you gotta be Ubisoft Edmonton,
Sure.
No, fuck that. We ain't IGN New York. Go fuck yourself. You know what we are? We're the Offshore Gamescast.
Anyway.
I got a little sidetracked.
Congratulations. We have a giveaway winner. Twitter user Grifter15. Congratulations on winning your copy of Pokemon Legends Arceus. But if you followed us through this giveaway, or you're following us, Twitter, Offshore GC, stick around because give it about a week or two and we'll have another thing going up because there's some big games coming out in February. Keep your eyes open.
We check our naughty and nice list once.
We checked it once. And that's how we decided who won.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was only one nice person.
Congratulations to all who entered.
Wait, why are they getting congratulated?
I wasn't done talking.
Okay,
yet.
all right.
But now you made me, you know what?
Go ahead. No, go.
Apologies to all who entered. who did not pass thine threshold. Another opportunity is on the
horizon.
Ring. Anyway. Dylan.
Can we have a bit more clear?
Dylan.
Dave. I played some games this week.
Tell me.
We're going to...
Please?
We're going to start... Wow, thank you. We're going to start with Rbg Golf Legends.
Yeah, you love that game so much so that you were tweeting about it.
I tweeted about it because I needed some help.
2 people knew exactly where that item was.
Yeah, one of them was the devs.
What do you mean one? One was me.
Oh.
And one was editor Al.
You see, I thought you were saying that because one person actually responded to the tweet with an answer, and the devs also messaged us with the answer.
Really?
Yeah, which also, that's very cool of them. I don't think many devs would do that. That's cool.
That just means that they're passionate and they care about their community.
Yeah.
Which is the exact kind of devs that we're looking for, because we got an upcoming project.
We do? What's the upcoming project?
I don't know, but if you start saying things,
you're right.
They might just manifest themselves.
We're going to get a bunch of messages now, like, can we get in?
All right, who wants to be the next dev on our big project? Anyway,
Rbg Golf Legends, I beat it.
You did it!
Yeah, it was about 12 and a half hours I put in.
Like, it sounds a lot because it's a golf game, but it's like, it's not a golf game.
It's less golf than you would think.
I will say, I need to put this out there.
Go ahead.
Need to be heard. Is that when I saw the gameplay of being able to drive around in a golf cart,
I never did it.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I never did that. You can use that as like a faster way to travel, but then you can also just fast travel. So I just fast traveled. I never once touched a golf cart.
And that's your opinion.
My
opinion still stands. It is not invalidated.
Yeah, okay. So this is, imagine like top-down arcade golf meets an RPG. As in, you are like...
What would you call a game that mixed those two together?
Golf Story?
Okay. If you had to be a little more on the nose with it.
Oh, a little more RPG Golf, but then Legends, because, you know.
That's a hit.
Yeah, we did it. It's good. It was a good game. More combat than I was expecting. It is very... the RPG part is kind of cliche RPG. There's like, you start in your little town, then you go to the forest zone, then you're in the swamp. Is it dangerous to go
alone?
You're never alone. You have Clubby with you.
Clubby.
Yeah, a little floating golf club spirit that talks to you.
I wish it was like Cappy, but he was like a disgruntled old guy, like smoking a big cigar.
No, he very like upbeat, like, you got it.
What's his name?
Clubby.
Yep. No, that sounds like a mobster. That sounds like the dude that like my dad doesn't want me to hang around.
Well, it's because he's a golf club.
Clubby.
Yeah.
That dude smokes a fat cigar underneath his giant mustache.
So the whole thing is that in this world, everyone loved golf. But the evil person locked all the golf courses behind a curse. So you got to go to each hole. And to unlock a hole, you have to get enough Clubby energy. And to do that, you got to go kill some monsters. That fills up a meter. That became a little annoying at some point, to be honest. Because it was like, I just want to go to the next hole. I know, a lot of hole talk. I know. I just want to go to the next hole. I just got to go kill some monsters to fill up my hole meter.
God, I feel like Michael Scott holding back the biggest. That's what she said. And it's only snowballing.
Eventually, Clubby's like, hey, if you get it in par or better, I'm going to start letting you spin for some rewards. I have energy to do that if you do good.
That's what she said.
And one of the options you can get is it fills up your meter. And you can replay. You can get rewards from a hole 3 times. So you can you can replay the hole.
To completion.
Yeah, to completion. To fill up your meter. And then you can go to the next hole once your meter is full.
This one might be a much better time.
So, as you can imagine...
No 2 holes get the same experience.
I stopped grinding monsters and started grinding holes. I did that one on purpose.
Yeah.
To start filling up the meter. Because it would take quite a bit of monsters to fill up the meter. And combat is alright. It's okay.
Alright.
It's alright.
It's alright.
You're going out there and you're hitting one button as you're swinging your golf club instead of a sword. There's classes, which is interesting. Like you become a mage, which lets you walk on water and play a golf ball off of water. You can just land your golf ball in water.
They do sound like they would go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I don't think that you just walk on water and stare straight down into the golf ball and be like, damn.
Yeah. You become like a warrior, which lets you destroy certain rocks. At some point, it becomes more like puzzle elemented to like get through different areas. Mm-hmm. Let's get to some issues with this game.
Does it have anything to do with the holes?
Let's see. A little bit, but mostly not.
Okay. No two holes are alike. You know,
the gameplay loop gets too repetitive. The last two sections change it up a bit, as in the holes are no longer locked behind a curse, and you can just hole to hole to hole to hole, keep going, which that was nice. But they had a whole other spin to them. They were special holes.
oh wow,
Yeah. You can get, so wind is random throughout the whole world. As in, like, you're in the forest area, you fast travel to the desert, it's going to be the same wind happening. And it changes I don't know how often it is. It seemed like it was maybe every 10-ish minutes. And that can completely fuck you. As in, I can't complete this hole at par or better because the wind is pushing away from it. And I can't hit it hard enough to get through the wind. So we either have to not get a par or better, which I hate, or sit here and wait for the wind to change and hope it changes directions and is not just a stronger wind in the same direction still. That was not cool.
doesn't sound like it.
It was not cool. And the main character kind of sucks. What? She's kind of an asshole.
Why?
Because she is constantly just like, Colby's like, come on, we got to go. And she's just like, whatever. I don't really want to. And then people will be like, say like, you come across a person, they're like, oh, can we play each other? You seem so good. You're unlocking all the golf holes. We haven't played in so long. And she's just like, I guess. Do I have to? Sure. And it wasn't until like towards the very end where she stopped being an asshole. And at that point, I was kind of like, well, you're just an asshole.
So this isn't like a coming of age story. This isn't like a redemption story.
No. It's just she's kind of an asshole.
What kind of story we got here?
Well, there was a twist at the end, which I obviously won't say what it was. And the twist itself was actually kind of like, okay, that's cool. But then they didn't like stick to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't commit to the twist, which was kind of like, whatever.
Always commit to the bit.
There are boss fights, which is usually, so in golf, usually a course is a set of 9 holes. The 9th hole in each zone, you finish it with a boss. Some were cool and some just did not work. Mm-hmm. Like there was one that was a giant robot that had these, after it would like do its attack pattern, and then it would go to like one of these stations to recharge, you had to hit your golf ball onto a button behind it to like electrocute it, and then you'd be able to hit it and damage it. Half the time you go to do that, the golf ball would go and like, I guess it's a split second before it hits the switch, and I was moving quick. I was not dilly-dallying. He would already start his animation of being recharged, so it just like wouldn't count that he got shocked. And the final boss was really easy, but took so long.
Yeah.
Because it would go through its whole long attack pattern, then you can hit it once. And I must have hit it, I would say probably about 10 times. Maybe more. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of just like, I'm literally talking to my girlfriend there and it's going, this isn't hard. I'm just waiting to be able to get my one swipe in.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard at all. Overall, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I liked the golf part. It was a little too RPG-like for me. Was
the RPG part a little too golf for you?
No, it wasn't golf enough. I mean, there were plenty of side quests that were just like, hey, go like hit a ball out of a bunker 5 times. And I was like, yeah, give me more golf shit to do. Mm-hmm. But also a lot of it was like, hey, can you go kill 10 red imps? Can you go kill 6 yetis? Which is then like, all right, I guess I'll go kill this one yeti, run around until it respawns, and then go kill it again, and run around until it respawns. You know, it's an RPG. It's what they're going for.
Why don't you save quit?
I don't know if that would have worked. I could have.
Should save quit next time.
Well, I don't plan on replaying it.
Next time you're met with this scenario.
Okay. Good call.
Always save quit. Borderlands? Always save quit.
Save quit. I think there needs to be more games that do this. This is I am tired of sports games just being simulations. Mm-hmm. All realistic. Like, hey, great, keep those. Give me more shit like this. Like, make sports cooler in video games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think what we need is for sports to be entertaining for the people that don't care about sports.
Yes, I agree.
But that's what video games are for.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so you're telling me we can combine the two?
Well, have you heard of Golf Story?
Yes, I've heard of Golf Story.
They're making a game, Sports Story,
Yes, they are.
which has a lot of sports, not just golf.
It's like Wii Sports, but
Yeah, but
Story.
But it has a story.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so all right, so you're getting that.
Yeah, they recently put out an update that they put so much work into the tennis area that it had to become a whole big, like, part of the game, like a whole big zone. And they just had to expand upon it, so it's taking them longer than they expected, but they're happy with what is coming with it.
Good.
Yeah. That's RPG Golf Legends. It was fun.
Good.
It was a fun little early year game.
That's how I feel with some of these.
Hit me with one of them.
I finished Spec Ops The Line.
Was that a nice little early year game for you?
It was, and it was good because it was my first of my gaming resolutions. Finally, it knocked off the chopping block.
Yeah, it did it
early. It's like a double accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's easy because it's just a 360 game, which I miss them 360 games. Which playing Spec Ops, like you just, it's everything about it just feels 360. It just transports you back, and I like that. And I wish games, felt like that again.
I don't know.
Because they don't feel like they are like a subset,
Is this have we hit that point where like that's our nostalgia zone?
Yeah.
Where it's like games used to feel different.
It's weird because it's like, I don't know, there's so many different trends with every generation.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the cool things about 360 is they just didn't give a shit and they just tried stuff.
It was a very creative era.
Yeah.
And now we see it all the time with reporting that studios are just playing it safer now.
They are. But like from a business standpoint, it makes sense. But
Sure.
also from a business standpoint in the long term, it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
Anyway,
360 era.
this game almost hits the double 5-year rule, but I'm still gonna throw up a little spoiler thing right here because there's nothing really else to talk about besides the what happened.
Well, it hits the 5-year rule.
It hits the 5-year rule almost twice. So much so that like I shouldn't even be bringing this up right now.
You shouldn't. It's good that you did.
It is because you know what? I don't want to be that guy.
No. No one wants to be that
You're not
guy.
that guy, pal. You're not that guy. I'm not that guy either because I'm not that guy,
Yeah.
But he's that guy.
Who?
Someone out there is
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy. So, anyway, the crazy thing to me is there's a double twist. One that happens halfway through the game and then one that happens at the end. So, the majority of the story that is happening is you got your two squad mates in the middle of a real fucked up sandstorm Dubai, and your whole point is to just like check in somewhere and bounce. That's your whole thing.
For like the whole game?
For like when you start the game, your whole objective is like check in somewhere and bounce.
Why are you checking in?
I don't fucking know.
All right.
But it ends up turning out that like, all right, we have morals. We can't just let that happen. We got to go in there and start helping people, start saving people. We got to try to evacuate people. If we realize that, there might be something else going on here and like we can stop it. So we're trying to evacuate people. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Teams don't even know who's on whose side. We're fighting Americans because there's like a shitty like military takeover happening on so many different things are happening. And it hits the halfway point and there's this giant mortar fight. And we're sending mortars out. We're taking out trucks. We're taking out this entire camp from firing on us to walk down through the blazing, what's left, just the dead bodies. Everything's on fire. And we walk through this tent to find 46 dead civilians. All on fire.
That you killed?
That died because of us.
Uh-oh.
Because we didn't know. And, oh, man, that starts fucking with us real bad.
I'm sure.
And it just, it sends the main character on this tirade. And brings up many of the choices throughout the game. Because it's
I didn't know
also
there were choices.
they're not like choices. It's like, oh, boss, we can't let this happen. Oh, boss, we got to get out of here. What are you going to do? And then if you choose one, the one's like, okay. And the other dude's like, why would you do that? And vice versa.
Gotcha.
Only to find out that those choices also didn't matter. Because the entire time, the main character has been on this crazy, delusional hallucination vision. And take one of the choices, for example. There's two guys hanging up by their hands from a pole. And we have to pick one to die or else they both die.
Okay.
Apparently, they were just skeletons already. And my dude was so fucked up and hallucinating live people. And like throughout the game, they're like, Walker, what are you talking about? It's like, what do you mean? I'm right here. And then you see the scene again and he's like talking to nobody. Or like he's looking up, we got to make the choice. We got to take one out. And there's just two dead bodies hanging. They're like, what the fuck's wrong with this
So was
guy?
the crew actually with him?
The crew was with him.
And you were like American soldiers.
We were American soldiers,
Okay.
but then we were also fighting other American soldiers who didn't know who we were. We were fighting soldiers in Dubai. We were trying to save all these people trapped inside. And there's the big twist of, oh shit, we are also killing civilians. And we have been like mentally twisted into like being so fucked up and we think so much is going on and it's really not. And so you get this final choice at the end to where you come across the dude who you were trying to track the entire time, only to find out that he's been dead. You had this like walkie-talkie on your backpack.
Did you see him as not dead though? Did you see him as alive?
You had this walkie-talkie that you were carrying on your backpack, talking back and forth through him for a majority of the game, only to find out in one of the final cutscenes that walkie-talkie was broken and had no batteries, and you were just talking.
Okay.
You were just hearing shit in your head.
Hellblade.
The dude walks up and he sees like the dude who he thought he was talking to on like the balcony of this tall building, and he's got a gun in his hand and he shot himself. He's been dead this whole time.
Damn.
And knowing all the shit that you've done, you are given one final choice.
Is it kill yourself or...
Kill yourself or not. And I fucking took the blow.
Damn. Wonder what happens if you don't.
I don't know.
How does that person go on living their life?
Right? Which is like, that is like, not every choice I make in games is for like my personal player decision. I'm usually... unless like I have a reason, I'm usually choosing whatever fits the story better, in my opinion. Take Gears 5, for example.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I'm like, all right, knowing that he did fuck up, he's been hallucinating this whole time and is taking the lives of all these people. Mm-hmm. And there's one like real stark scene that like sticks out of like a burnt to a crisp mother holding her burnt to a crisp child, and the only skin left is the skin of their two cheeks touching. And it's like it's such a stark image, and it's so well done, and they bring it back in like a painting in the fucking room that the dude was dead at when you
it's
showed
like just
up.
like on the wall.
Like you walk up and like he's in the middle of painting it, and then you realize that he's dead. The painting's there, and you're like, oh my god. So you know what? I gotta make a decision here.
Yeah, no, I get that, because like usually when I'm making decisions, I think about what makes sense for the character. And totally, if that character went through that shit and then is realizing that they're so far gone mentally that it was fake and they killed these people and all this, like, yeah.
And all that continuing with the level of acting and the set pieces and the cinematography, it all just comes together in one really nice package.
You're making me want to play this game.
And I was, you know how I was literally saying to my buddy, or I was talking about my buddy's like, oh, you still haven't beaten that? We were walking out to the fucking, taking the trash out the other night, and I was like, yep, I started Spec Ops, I'm halfway through. He goes, you didn't beat that yet? I go, no, I didn't fucking beat it yet. I know, I'm doing it right now. Fuck, don't do that.
You did it.
Yeah, I almost dropped my phone. But I did it, and it was really good, and I do recommend it, because it is good.
Yeah, like, last week you talked about, I was like, this sounds cool, but now it's like,
it is.
I want to see this.
Yeah, I do. And I'm gladly giving it an 8.
Nice.
With, like, it's, I don't know if one of the big aspects of it making me think of 360 is it because it's pretty much literally just Gears of War.
I mean, I'm sure that helps, but there is an aura to that era of games.
It's just, I don't know. So you take Gears of War, generic military people, and like the thought and care of like The Last of Us 2, and you just fucking pancake them together, and that's what I see.
Yeah, there are, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Cool.
Yeah.
I played another new game. Rainbow Six Extraction.
Right.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, I was supposed to play it with him, but I didn't.
He didn't. So it's not nearly as Left 4 Dead as I thought.
Yeah.
In fact, it's very not Left 4 Dead, like, at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what I thought this game was originally.
No. I hate it because it's more of what current Rainbow Six is, and I hate current Rainbow Six.
So, I will start by saying that I really like the loop of what this game is doing, and, like, playing it. It's honestly, more than anything, it's a stealth game.
Yeah.
You are crouching through, you have your fucking silenced pistol, and it feels like you see this. They're people fucked up from a virus or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Monster things.
Remember when this game was Rainbow Six Quarantine?
Yeah. So you see one and you just like, with your silenced pistol, just a few shots, get them real good, and they go, like, it feels good. Like, there's the sneak up behind melee. Like, it is straight up a stealth game. My issue, big issue.
Everything you just said is my issue.
I was really liking it. I was like, I could do this like for a while. And I'm not going to go too deep into like, there's different operators, all have different abilities and skills. It's what you would expect. Like, this person's good with healing. This is like a recon person. I'm pretty sure they're Rainbow Six characters that already exist.
They are operators taken straight from Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay. So then if you're familiar with them, I'd imagine they are very similar, if not exactly the same.
Literally every single thing but this virus is ripped from Rainbow Six Siege.
Got it.
The guns, the mechanics, the tactics, the characters.
It feels good to play.
Yeah.
I was really digging this, like going into a mission and having this objective, which it's like there's 3 zones in a mission separated by airlocks, and you have one objective in each area.
That's the most like Left 4 Dead thing about it.
Yeah. Each area gets harder. They're way quicker than they are in like Left 4 Dead.
That's good.
Each area gets harder, and between each area at any point you can extract. So just like bounce, and your character stays good. You get like your level up shit for that character. You don't have to try and go all the way through. Because if your character goes down, they are then like done for X amount of rounds or X amount of time unless you save them. Eventually they come back. Also...
But then what's the point?
What do you mean?
If you're not going all the way to the end, what's the point?
To, I guess, level up your character to get better... you get like better weapons that all have stats and stuff, and you can only lock them like... Oh, here's your starting weapons with this character. You hit level 3 with them, and you get better weapons for them. That type of deal.
So it's a roguelike.
Sure. You could say that. You could say that. I didn't think of it. It didn't feel like that.
The way the words are coming out of your mouth, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
We'll give you a game, but you can't beat it yet. You got to play it a little bit.
And it does do a thing where, like, oh, your character got, like, you was extracted and they were pretty banged up. They need time to heal.
Yeah.
So you could use them again and start with lower health, which this is going to bring me to my big issue with the game, and it's why I had to put it down. There are moments where it's like the stealth and everything, that feels good. There are moments where you have to do an objective that is like defend this area, or you have to destroy these nests. Once you destroy one, it's going to like wake everyone up. To where you have to fight.
Yeah.
You go down so fucking quick. Yep. Insanely quick. It is like a few seconds, and you just can't fight them off quick enough. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know if you're supposed to keep grinding this way, but like it was completely ruining the experience for me.
There's only one of 2 things you can do. One, play so much so that you level up and end up getting good, or play Rainbow Six for about 5 years, get really angry and hate your life, but find the exact like 2 people from your squad of like 5 that you like more than the other 2, and then get them to play extraction with you because you all know exactly what you're doing and how these weapons work.
I could see that.
And then just like mow it down. Other than that, I feel like these are just not games that you can give to the general populace and be like, have fun.
Yeah, if it wasn't so hard with that, I would be like, I'd want to play more right now.
Yeah.
I was upset about putting this game down because I was liking pretty much everything else about it.
Mm-hmm.
But just, and okay, you start with 100 health. Makes sense.
Yeah.
When you lose health, that's permanent. As in like for like that run.
Yeah.
Like healing items you find don't just give you health back. It'll be a health boost that once you use it, it is just slowly ticking back to where your health was. So if you're really hurt, you take a health boost. Great, I'm okay for the next like X amount of minutes until it goes all the way back down again, and then I'm just one hit away again. You can't just like heal up. Now this was on like the easiest possible because it was very early.
Yeah.
It couldn't get easier than the missions we were doing, and we couldn't complete them. If it was stealthing through the thing, we did it just fine.
Yeah.
The moment it was like, all right, to finish this now, you have to get through this horde. It was like, no. And maybe the answer was like, yeah, you're only supposed to go like 2 through right now and then extract, get the experience and get better. But it was like, that's not really what I wanted.
No, and that doesn't feel like what was advertised either.
No.
That's Ubisoft just put out a fucking roguelike and didn't tell anybody. That's what they did.
Kind of.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, disappointing. I didn't have high hopes. Started playing it, like going through the tutorial.
Any hopes?
And started going through the tutorial and was like, I said to my girlfriend, 'cause we were playing together, like, I'm actually really digging this. Like, as we got through the tutorial.
Yeah.
Because it was the tutorial, it wasn't too hard. And then we get to like the first level, and then we get attacked, and we go down. It's like, or no, she went down, and I had like no health because of a horde, and I was like, I'm extracting. Then we came across the next horde, and we were down like immediately. And then the same thing happened again with the next horde, and we were like, yeah, it sucks. I had no expectations. They got my expectations up because I was really digging what was going on. Because it was a stealth game in the way, like, yeah, you're sneaking through, you're taking out the enemies. It feels good.
Yeah.
And then it like took it away from me.
Yeah, it feels like Ubisoft.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you still want to check it out, it's on Xbox Game Pass, which that's the only reason I did. Yeah. I had like some interest, but as a full price game, I was never gonna pay $60 for this game.
No. I wasn't gonna pay anything.
No. So yeah, that's Rainbow Six Extraction. Put me on a roller coaster, and then I ended with disappointment and kind of some anger.
You know what I have to say? You know what I think about Rainbow Six Extraction?
What do you think about it?
Kill it with fire.
Sure. What, is this a transition into your next thing?
Kill It With Fire is a game.
No, all right.
The next game that I played the first level of Kill It With Fire. It's a spider killing game.
Do you kill them with flamethrowers?
So I start off, I'm in like a living room. That's like the first arena level.
Sure.
I'm in a living room and I need to kill 10 spiders, and I have like a clipboard with objectives of like how to kill them, because it's weird in like each level. Let's see, what game? Let's go with Mario. Let's keep it simple. I wanted to go Diddy Kong Racing.
Okay.
Let's keep it Mario. They're in the living room.
Okay.
There are 3 doors to unlock.
All right.
One that requires me to kill 1 spider, one that requires me to kill 4, and one that requires me to kill 10. And so that is the one that lets me leave.
So they're like stars.
In a way. But the only way to leave is to get 10. Mm-hmm. And unlocking the other doors give me more like rooms to go in, which also have different items to use. So
is this game first person?
Yes.
Okay.
And the music creates tension. There's no tension. Okay. These spiders do not do anything to you. They hide, and then
they're not aggressive.
When you find them, you hear the piano like as they're running around, but they're only running to hide again. and then you got to find them, and then they all start running, so you just got to, like, I have the clipboard, I'm, like, whacking them on the ground, they're leaving little green splats, I'm killing fucking spiders left and right, and then the music stops, I'm like, all right, they're fucking hiding, where are they? You can go over to, like, the shelf, pick up the frame picture, turn it, there's no spider, I'm tossing it behind me. There's another...
This isn't VR, is it?
No, this is just a first-person game. But, like, there's, like, you could pick up an item and start rotating it inside your thing.
Yeah.
There could be spiders on those items as you're rotating it.
So they're small spiders.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of funny because it looked like a mess in that living room by the time I was done with it. There were pictures and plants. I knocked over the flat screen TV. I moved that TV a few times because that TV's big. And when I knocked it over onto the coffee table, that created a lot of space for spiders to hide under. They're, like, hiding underneath furniture. I'm, like, looking around. But I'm killing a few, and I go into one room. And I end up finding, like, an aerosol can and a lighter.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing, though. You apparently need ammo. But when you acquire weapons, they transfer over, like, to the next level. Like, if I find the lighter in the aerosol can in the first level, I can use it in the second level.
What kind of bullets does the aerosol can take?
I assume aerosol? I mean, I got the lighter, but that's all I can think of. So I was killing a few of those, and I ended up going into another room, and there's, like, other challenges you can complete. And I completed enough challenges to where I was able to open up, like, a drawer, and I found a .357 Magnum and 6 bullets.
Wow, that's a step up.
Yeah, and these spiders, they're small. I'm missing a lot of shots. I'm running around my apartment in the living room, shooting bullets left and right, missing I got a few of them.
Okay, that's good.
But I ended up running out of ammo, so I had to pull out the goddamn clipboard again, and I'm fucking finding this last fucking spider who I can't find. I'm checking everywhere. I'm flipping the TV. I'm looking under every...
poor TV.
I'm looking everywhere. I can't fucking find it. And all of a sudden... and it starts running. I'm like, where is it? There's only one. I'm, like, looking around. I hear the music, so I know it's running, and it, like, runs into other rooms and, like, turns around and it'll run out of that room. I'm like, where the fuck are you going? And I'm missing my shots, and I'm like, God, come back here. I don't want to be here anymore. Just whacking the fuck out of it. But I finally finished the level, and I feel like I killed a lot of, like, more than 10. Like, either you have to complete some of the challenges, which is like, kill a spider with a book, or kill a spider with a thing that's not a book, like that kind of shit. I didn't finish all the challenges, but as you do, more stuff unlocks. But it's, I don't know, it's a fun.
Sounds wacky.
It is. And
I was new?
Like, I want to say maybe 2021.
Okay.
I'm not positive. I can't remember if it was one of those that was, like, part of, like, Summer Games Fest demos that was, like, end up coming out, and I had, like, my eye on it, but it's not like it's new to me. I've known about it. I just wanted to hop in now. But I think there's only, like, 8 or 9 levels just run through, and it's weird knowing now that there's no tension besides, like, the audio.
Yeah, they're not attacking you in any way.
No, it's more of just,
do you even have, like, a health bar or anything?
No.
Okay, so there's no tension.
But
you,
like,
can't lose.
No, but I also I don't know how it will evolve.
Sure.
I don't know what the other levels will come with, because I'm going into level 2 when I play it next with a clipboard with tasks on it, a .357 Magnum with no bullets, and an empty aerosol can and a lighter. And who knows how many spiders? Who knows how many spiders are going to be in this next location? And based off the pictures, because it's like you choose your level based off, like, Polaroids on a.
Okay.
They're not all in an apartment. You
venture out.
You are.
What did spiders do to this person?
Honestly, I understand. I fucking hate spiders.
Sure, but if you had a pistol and you saw a spider, would you grab that pistol and start shooting your apartment?
It's. The multiverse is a big thing. I don't know what's going on in that universe. Maybe it's so bad.
Maybe.
We threw all the gun laws out the window and gave everyone a badge.
We actually made it the law to shoot spiders.
There's so many spiders. We have to get rid of them.
That's interesting.
It is.
So, I also kind of want to play that.
I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass.
Okay, cool.
It's a fun time.
I played a new VR game. Came out recently. It's called Anshar 2 Hyperdrive. It's a remaster of Anshar Wars 2.
I just bought that game.
Oh.
Were you on Fanatical?
No. Oh, was there a good deal?
I got it for cheaper on Fanatical. Yeah.
I spent full price and I wish I didn't.
Yeah, I still have my code. I just forgot you just reminded me that I have a starred email to use that code.
Well, I guess, yeah. Use the code if you want.
What do you mean? I paid for the code.
Oh, you paid for the code.
I'm gonna use the code.
I thought it was one of those things where you use the code and it gives you a discount in the Oculus store.
No. I went to Fanatical and I bought a code.
Gotcha. Well then, yeah. Definitely use the code at that point.
I hope I don't fucking forget because I want to play. Yeah, because that's why I bought it, because it's a first-person flying space game. What do you mean, no?
You can only go into first person, from what I understand, in multiplayer. Not in the campaign.
I was seeing a lot of third person. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that's the campaign. I didn't touch multiplayer. I was only in the campaign. It's broken up into like, I don't know, maybe
13.
Yeah, I was gonna say around 15-ish different missions, and so there's a story happening, I guess.
Which I don't give a shit, because when I saw the trailer, there was like 13 missions. Like, that's all I gotta hear. If you tell me there's missions, yeah, that's all I need. I don't give a fuck.
You get like a little portrait of a person appear and they talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bad guys are bad. We have to do these things to fight the bad guys.
So if anyone's looking to purchase a code for Anshar 2...
I was at the point where I was just like, anytime they would talk at the beginning or end of a mission, I would just skip it. Yeah. The control scheme takes a while. Now, there is some...
Now, is it just you're using the things as, like, joysticks and, like...
So, you can mix and match shit in settings. What I had it set to, which I think was the default, is... So, you're using the motion of the right controller for, like... That's one weapon. That's one reticle. The left control is another reticle for your secondary weapon. The first weapon is like a typical, just like usually some sort of like machine gun type deal. And your second one's like a heavier like missile or laser type thing.
This sounds like any licensed arcade shooter.
Yeah. To move up and down, you aim one of those reticles. To move left and right, you use the joysticks left and right. That took me a while to get used to. But I did start to get used to it. I did. About halfway through the game, I was like starting to feel comfortable with it.
Yuck.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking terrible.
The checkpointing, I ended up putting it on really easy. Or I think they call it moderate or something. But like the easiest one.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. And then it was like getting okay. The checkpointing is really bad in some missions. Where like, you basically have to do the whole mission without dying, or you have to start from the beginning of the mission again.
Oh, don't fuck. Dude.
Not all of them are like that, but there was one specific one that was really fucking me up with that.
That's like all I gotta hear to turn me off.
Here's the biggest issue for me.
We're not even at the biggest issue yet.
If you run into anything, if your ship hits anything, even on the easiest difficulty, instant death. Wow. Now, most of your fights are happening with other ships where... this isn't course. You can't teleport behind them. Yeah. It's usually you're flying towards each other, shooting at each other.
What?
Now, the mission I gave up on is when... so in this level, you're in kind of like tight spaces, so it's a lot of like quick turning around. And this is where they introduced kamikaze ships. That's what they were called. It was something kamikaze. And their whole thing is to literally try and crash into you. If they hit you, done. Dead. Start over from the last checkpoint. And I died one too many times, and I was like, this is not fun. This is aggravating me. I'm going to stop playing this game, and I don't plan on going back to this game. Yeah. It's a bummer. Yep.
So if anyone wants to buy an Anshar 2 code...
half the price of what you bought it for?
Oh, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe will I even use it at this point?
Yeah, it's I wasn't expecting to be blown away or anything, but I thought it was just gonna be like a little fun space shooter thing in VR. Cool, that's cool. The coolest part was the very beginning of a level where it's just kind of like giving you an overview and there's no HUD at all, so it's just like clear space and you're kind of like moving forward.
First person in story mode. I get it from what you're explaining, and it makes me madder because I can't even play it in the perspective that I prefer.
That's what, especially in VR, like when it comes to non-VR games, first person, third person, I don't have a strong preference. When I'm in VR,
like what
you want to be first person, you know? I understand there are some VR games where it's like a different perspective, like that's fine. But in this type of thing, and unless I was completely missing it, couldn't change it. And I'm pretty sure I also saw in reviews that it was like, unlike, because on the Oculus Store is all the user reviews you can scroll through.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure people are also saying like, yeah, just multiplayer mode. Why? But even if you could do first person in the campaign, I still think I would have put it down.
That's aggravating.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But I guess I was wrong. I told you earlier that I'm going to talk about a game you never heard of, and you did hear of it.
I was like, I completely forgot you said that, and I'm like, yeah, what is that? And this motherfucker, and I'm like, I fucking bought that game the other day. I'm going to mention a game you never heard of. What if I did hear about it? Ansar fucking piece of shit.
Yep.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You want me to talk about a game that you've probably never heard of?
Sure. Maybe. I doubt it.
I played Planet of the Apes Last Frontier.
I mean, I've heard of Planet of the Apes.
Have you heard of Planet of the Apes Last Frontier?
Was this that, like, story-based? No, because you played that one, right? Where it was kind of like a Telltale game? Wasn't there a Planet of the Apes that was kind of like Telltale?
I mean, that's what this is.
Did it come out, like, maybe 3 or 4 years ago?
Something like that.
I know this game. Then, yeah, I know this game.
Good.
I didn't play it.
I've had it in my wish list for a few years now, and I think it was until like around when I learned that it was just only choice driven.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know, because like visually it looked like it could have been a really dope thing, but it's not even like it's literally like just choice. That's it. Like the only thing you will do is either hit A or not hit A, up to you. Or move the thumbstick left or right, depending on which of those two choices.
Oh, so
that is
significantly less than a Telltale game.
That is it. They were like, hey, so you're going to make your choices, either lean left or right. And then they were like, hey, hit A to do an action when it's like A is on the screen. And then they were like, it's okay if you don't want to hit A too. So there are situations.
The do nothing choice.
Literally. But it's not even like a choice. It's just, you just don't hit it, So, here it is. You get two sides. You get the ape side and you get the human side. Now, somehow, this is also like the more recent Planet of the Apes, which I'm a big fan of because I love those. This takes place for the humans, apparently a set of humans that have no idea that the apes have taken over.
Where were they?
I don't know.
How do you not know that?
Because they're in this like
I'm no
walled off
Apes
town
expert, but I mean, from what I've seen,
they fucking walled off the town, and these fucking two guys come up who are ape hunters, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" They're like, "We're ape hunters," and they're like, "What?" Like, yeah, there's apes, and they got guns and shit, and they're killing people, and you're like, "Apes are doing what now?" I'm like, these people don't know, so they're like, "All right." So like one of the big like plot things going on for the humans is, should we trust these ape hunters? Should we not? Like that's one of the big like things going on.
Okay.
The coolest thing about it is they like you have the story in a way, but it can easily be like conflicted by your choices. Like you have the ape side, you have the human side.
Sure.
You can literally decide to have the apes be more hostile and the humans be defensive. Or you can have them both be more defensive. Or you can have them both be hostile. Like, you have those choices.
Okay.
And those decisions get a little more difficult because they're made around miniature, like, plot things going on. It's like, yeah, big plot point, apes and humans. Mm-hmm. Then you got the mini plot point of, like, oh, the humans now have ape hunters that they don't know. And the ape hunters, like, we don't know anything about them and whatnot, which they probably shouldn't have let those people in.
Uh-oh.
And then on the fucking ape side, you got, like, the apes, and they're trying to do their best. They're in a mountain with no food. And the dad of the apes is like, well, at least we're safe and there's no humans here. And your brother is like, I'm hungry. I'm going to go out to the plains and get me some food. And your dad's like, that's human food. And he's like, I don't care. And he's like, all right, Dad, I won't do that. And then he turns his back and goes, you guys ready to go do that? So that's another plot thing going on. And there's just
shit
back and forth. And like, it's weird because given those options where it's like, all right, A is like shoot. Like in that given moment, I could shoot. If I hit A or if I don't hit A, it doesn't shoot.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
like, yeah. But it's weird because some of those decisions, like, you know how you're so used to games that are like, hey, here's your decision. It's like, oh, you're talking to Joe about morning coffee. Do you want to say, yes, I'd like some coffee? Or no, I don't want coffee? Or no, thank you, I don't want coffee. And if you pick no, he's like, I don't want any fucking coffee. You fucking kidding me? But like you go and like make a decision in this and like the outcome is like, oh my God, that's a very thought out like outcome. Like I did not see that. Cause you think like, oh, here's the decision. I'm going to back this person or I'm not going to back this person. You think it's as simple as that. It's like, oh, I decided not to, but then he like explained his reasoning behind that.
Interesting.
Which was weird. Cause I was like, he's like, hey, do this. He goes, no, I'm not going to do that. And here's why. And because this. And then, like, as the player, I'm like, oh, so it's gray. It's not just black and white, you know?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Totally.
Like, I think those are the things that kind of stuck out more to me, is those things, because I'm not used to, it's so stark in games. It's like, yes or no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they thought about it. Like, it's, if you...
Are you going to be angelic or like a pure evil person?
Right?
No in between.
Right? It feels like if was it Quantic Dream, those guys, if they had like a month and a half to make a game like real quick, like this is that game.
Okay.
Like it has all the same stuff. It's not fully like fleshed out, but it also like what it does, however little it does it fine. Like the animations are on par. I don't remember a lot of skipping. The acting was pretty good. For a game a few years ago, the visuals were nice, and just, I don't know, the story itself, being able to control both sides, and I don't know if we'll ever get a game where the choices that you make truly matter on like a grand scale and stuff like that.
One day.
But this game
right
does make me feel like my choices matter in a certain level.
That's good.
That's good. Because I can know for a fact that I can manipulate it.
Did you finish the game?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I got the good ending.
Hey. Do you do that by making them both defensive?
No
hostility.
In a way, well, they call it. So it's called the peaceful ending, but obviously since they're achievements, the achievement names have to be funny. So it's I don't even know how the fuck to pronounce this. Apey ending? Appy ending? It's because they're apes.
E-Y?
A-P-P-Y. Not happy ending, not apey ending, but appy. Appy ending.
That sucks.
Sucks. I read that achievement and I was like, I get it.
I know what they're going for, but it's not good.
I get it. I just think we could have gotten it better.
Totally.
And you know what? Whatever. I got the happy ending. That's all
You got the happy ending.
That's what I wanted. Which it did feel good to like get that, because it was like Here's one of my biggest things with stories. This game, granted, it is all story, is shorter than other games that focus. Like it's so easy to tell, even though this is like the whole point of this is a story focused game. But I take this and I take something like Star Wars Battlefront 2, that campaign.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the fact that I'm able to control both sides and I'm able to see so much more about these characters and whatnot, that by the time that this game was over, before those 4 hours, I cared more about these characters than like the forced romance or whatever that was happening towards the end of Star Wars Battlefront 2, because they did not flesh out those characters and make them any sort of like working sense besides just like walking meatbags with guns. Though that's all they are. But this was just like, you know what? It's in so many of the things that they're put in are so cliched too. Like, the main character that you're playing as for the humans is the mother or the partner of the leader of the town who just passed away, and now it's your turn to like make the decisions, and you have the one generic, I don't know if you're rat to make these decisions.
Yeah.
Who's always combating you. So it's like the gameplay decisions in like how they're set up are super cliche, but then are able to in like the world building like flesh in, like have it be fleshed out in a way that like, all right, it's relatable, it makes sense, and it's not super campy and shitty in that way.
That's cool.
I wish I played it earlier. I do want to mention one thing. Rereading my notes, there's just one part that I can't help but like be the most like logistical thing, like watching a scene. But when the ape hunters are brought into town, they are brought and left under 1 day's quarantine, meaning, you know, they put them in like their little jail cell for like the day before they like let them out free. And they in this like ramshackle town, they made jail cells out of like metal horse stables. And when these ape hunters are in the jail cell, some of those bars are so blatantly big enough for them to squeeze through. It is not even funny. Where I probably missed some context from the scene because all I'm thinking about is the ways that these guys could climb out.
That there are, you don't really see that so much in modern video games.
Yeah.
That is like an old video game thing.
Like like if I was in one of those, I know exactly how to get out right now.
You just walk through.
Like the door is like the hardest thing to get through, and the walls are literally horizontal bars that if you climb up enough, you could probably fit your body through the top, like higher ones. And it made me more frustrated because
maybe they just accepted their punishment. They knew they could, but it was like, no.
I see them, sure, because you know what? Slight spoiler, those ape hunters aren't good guys.
Yeah.
But here's where I do have an issue. The people who owned and created those cells end up getting put in there.
And they didn't do it.
No, and I know exactly how to get out. And I'm fucking like, just get out. You know, it's
so how
right
much
there.
choice do you really have?
That's like the most frustrating thing in video games is the ability to have common sense, because if you had common sense, then there would be no limits.
It would be The Last of Us 2 if there was common sense.
Yeah. At the end though, I'll give it a 7.
Cool. That's a good score.
I wanted to look at it for what it was, which was only a story-focused game.
Yeah.
And what it had. So for what it was, I'm surprised, and I did enjoy my time with that story.
That's cool. Especially because I know like you enjoy some Planet of the Apes.
The more recent ones, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And one actress from the 2001, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I could.
I don't think I've seen a full Planet of the Apes movie.
Kangaroo
ever.
Jack?
I've seen Kangaroo Jack, but I couldn't remember who was in that.
Okay.
If you wanted me to.
And that's the end of my games. Dylan, you got one more.
One more. Whoops. Oh no. Oh god.
Technical difficulties.
It's not really a technical difficulty. It's a me difficulty. There we go.
Technically.
I beat Voice of Cards: The Owl Dragon Roars.
You did it.
I finished it. Here are my final conclusive thoughts. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I've talked about it a couple times already. Too repetitive.
Yeah.
It gets way too, like, the random battles become too much. I think the last 2 chapters are by far the most interesting story-wise, as, like, some things get explained and revealed and twists happen, all that fun stuff. But it's also the longest dungeons, which means the most random battles.
Yeah.
And at some point I was like, I want to see the story conclusion here. There are, I don't remember if I mentioned this, there are numbered cards that you find throughout the whole game. There's just like card, it's just like number 1. That's all it says on it. Then you find number 2, number 3, all the way up to 10. And the whole time they're in like a special slot in your inventory, and they're like key items. Mm-hmm. And all of them just say like, I don't know what to do with this, but I have it. You got to get all 10 to get the true ending.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was doing just about everything, and I only missed card number 9, which is very easy to like getting around the map is extremely easy. So I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, that's why I missed it. It's because there was a second staircase to go back down to a second floor from the third floor, and probably in my head, because I play a bunch of this at work, so it's like put down, pick up, put down, pick up. I probably saw that staircase, was like, oh, back to the second floor. That's where I came from. I don't need to go that way. Anyway, that's where it was. I got the true ending. Not going to say what it was, obviously.
Was it worth it?
Yes. It's one of those situations where, how do I say this with the most spoiler free? You get a choice, and your choice will, I don't know how the actual story outcomes go, but basically, like, you have to make a hard choice about who lives and who dies. Mm-hmm. If you have all the cards, everyone lives. You did it. So yes, it was worth it. Especially because I only needed the one more, and it was very easy to get to, and I already had the rest, so.
If you didn't have any of them, would going out and finding them be worth it?
Still, finding them myself, I wouldn't do that. Looking them up, still probably, because the map to travel through is, you know how everything is cards?
Yeah.
You're in the open map area. You can, as long as you already traveled there, just jump to any card.
Okay.
So it was very quick to hop out of the dungeon I was in, go to the other dungeon, get the card, and hop back. Like, we're talking a matter of, like, a couple minutes. Okay. That's maybe exaggeration. Maybe closer to, like, 3 or 4, maybe 5. But still, not, like, a big time commitment.
All right. That's not that bad.
No, so it wasn't, like, it's not too bad. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah. I think it was okay. Too repetitive. Story doesn't get good till the end. I like the vibe. I would play another one, a hopefully improved one. Mm-hmm. But it was okay. 6 out of 10 for me.
Okay. I was curious about it, but
yeah, it's not bad by any means. It's just a little too much.
Doesn't sound like I have time for it.
Well, I don't think anyone has time for anything coming up in literally a couple days.
Yeah.
Move on to news.
Ready to move on to news?
You want to kick us off?
I'll kick us off. I'll kick us off with a two-parter.
Two-parter.
We officially have a release date for the Lego Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
It's coming out April 5th. Hopefully that stays.
Yeah.
It's okay if it doesn't, though.
Yeah, that was like the good news. Is like, oh, this game that looks good is coming soon.
Let's go into part 2 now.
Yeah.
So on top of that news,
yeah,
it appears that they have been being softly blackmailed to Crunch.
Yep.
That apparently they've asked for extended dev time and a new engine, but the new engine that they received ended up being so problematic that all the extra dev time that they wanted was wasted.
They apparently like put an effort together to try to go back to the old
Unreal.
engine, and they were like, no.
Yeah, they wanted to go back and like work with Unreal because 1, everyone knew it, and 2, it would work, and they were like, yeah, that costs money. We don't want to license that, so we're gonna stick with ours. So it's just assholes being assholes and causing complications on what seems to be what seems to be like the biggest Lego game and probably the best Lego game to ever come out. So this like all Polygon seemed to break this whole thing or like report on it. Did you like read about the history of the bad shit at this place? Not like lot
like
of the history.
Bad.
But like one of the things that stuck out the most was like, 5:00, time to go. And then the boss being like, get back to your desks.
Yeah, that was one of them. So that was
buddy.
Yep, he would.
Shit.
Yeah. Apparently that was like maybe 10ish years ago.
Yeah.
Like that when that guy was more involved. Other leads apparently would like when people were leaving on time to like your shift is over.
Yeah.
Time to go home. They would like leads would follow them and be like, why are you leaving? What reason are you where are you going?
Yeah.
Are you not loyal to us? Do you not want to work on this game with us? So you can make it harder for everyone, like, you know, that shit. It's just I wanted to so that is like messed up.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you saw that it's apparently no surprise with this. There's a gender gap when it comes to pay.
Well, it is the gaming community.
Yep. It's apparently been a hostile environment for females, as in, like, they're getting comments on their appearance. and things like that, which should never happen at a workplace.
No.
And then, yeah, like, there are not a lot of number of women in senior positions, but it was also the fact that, like, oh, this female was withheld this job, or this female does the same exact thing as this male, the female makes way less money. Which, no, if you're working the same job, same pay, that makes sense.
I'm surprised Lego themselves hasn't come down and been like, are you serious? Because I feel like they feel very Nintendo in that aspect. Like, hey, we're Lego, don't fucking tarnish us here. Yeah.
Which, who knows, maybe now that this was like... I didn't know about any of this shit at TC Games until now.
It's they're making Lego games. Like, something that's so aesthetically kids, like, you wouldn't think that...
No.
But, unfortunately, this is the gaming universe.
Uh-huh.
And they all fucking coalesce.
Hopefully this gets addressed now that it's more public. This wasn't a case of just, like, hearsay. Polygon apparently talked to over 30 former and current employees. That's a decent amount of employees to all be saying the same shit. So clearly it's true and it's not good. It sucks because it sucks for the people. It sucks for the players because I don't know about you. Like, I am going to play this game. But when I do, it's going to, like, in the back of my head, it's be like, people went through bad shit to just make this game.
This doesn't undermine anything that anyone's been through, but it's so unfortunate that that's literally every single game that is releasing.
I mean,
to the point,
it pretty much is.
To the point where, as fans, what can you do?
Right, like that.
It sucks. Oh, it sucks because from my personal perspective, it's always as much as possible, it's the art, not the artist.
Yeah, and I think we're both on the same page personally. Where, like, if someone heard this and said, "I'm not going to buy this game," by all means, totally. Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna play this game still.
Yeah, I want to play it too. And we shouldn't have to feel bad for playing games. People shouldn't be fucking sexually harassing people. That's what should be happening.
Or any form of harassment.
They shouldn't be harassing people. Yeah. Everything should be fucking equal. It should just be fucking fine. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be.
Should be fucking fine, and it's still not.
The fact that it's like, it's good that this is being, like, way more reported on now. I think a big part of that is really Jason Schreier. Because he was kind of like the first one that was, like, really going down on this shit.
Yeah.
And, like, putting it out in the public. And now, like, a lot of other people are doing that. But that's good. Because nothing's going to change until, like, there's consequences or, like, there's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nothing at TT Games was going to change until, like, hopefully now it does.
Yeah.
Same thing like Activision Blizzard. Shit wouldn't have changed there.
No.
Until it became public and there was an outrage, and then they kind of have to for PR business reasons instead of actual good reasons.
Fucking stupid idiots.
But this just, like, the fact that this is happening with, like, every studio, like, everywhere.
Yeah.
Just makes you realize that looking back, pretty much, I'd imagine over 90% of big releases that I've played over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Have had this situation.
Before we were born.
Well, I was born 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. I was like, I've been alive the last 20 years. I've been playing video games the last 20 years.
So have I. But
yeah,
this also goes back before we were born.
Definitely.
And that makes it sound so much more.
Yeah, it's terrible. It sucks. I guess let's move on to another employee situation.
Because there just isn't enough.
QA employees at Raven have formed a union.
Or at least they tried.
They're working on it still. Yeah, so, yep. So this was, I'm pretty sure Jason Schreier is the one that said that this is the first North American union within the games industry.
This is the first big North American.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be called the Game Workers Alliance, but it's CWA for short. I think that's because they're working with another group to, like, make it happen. They called out Activision Blizzard to say, voluntarily recognize us. Don't make us have to go through the whole thing. Just recognize us as a union. We can all move on. And this, after everything Activision Blizzard has been through lately, This could have been a slam dunk for them.
The absolute highest stepping stone to get out of where they are.
It could have been so easy to go on a path, the right path.
Yep.
Steer the ship and be like, we support this 100%. And it would have been like, look, there's some change happening. This is great.
That would have been half of it. Half of it would have been like, look, change. The other half would have been like,
Yeah. They put out a statement, Activision Blizzard, when they were kind of called upon, which this is a quote from the beginning. It was a long statement.
Let's paraphrase. 34 ya? That's it? Are you fucking kidding me?
It was like so fucking passive aggressive.
You want to fucking talk to me? Grab all 300 ya, and then maybe we'll have a dinner date.
Here was the quote. Activision Blizzard is carefully reviewing the request for voluntary recognition from the CWA, which seeks to organize around 36 of the company's nearly 10,000 employees. That is like beyond passive aggressive. It is clear what they're saying there.
Yeah. This ain't no fucking Phil Spencer like twisty words. This is
no.
Hey, we know.
Yep.
We don't care. Good luck.
Activision Blizzard just missed the deadline, didn't respond
to
voluntarily recognize this union. But Raven, the QA employee said they're not done. They are going to be filing a request with the National Labor Relations Board, which hopefully that goes good and Activision Blizzard is forced to recognize them as a union.
You know what's sad too is that like no one really hears about Raven Software.
So they were like the kind of support Call of Duty studio lately,
they have
right?
Always been.
Okay.
To my knowledge, which is probably incorrect, the first thing that I remember seeing their like icon on, I believe, is the Modern Warfare 3 box.
Okay.
So they've been a support the entire time. They are so big with COD Mobile and Warzone.
Oh.
That is like that's like where they've been thriving. But like, you know, it doesn't matter who it should be, but like, come on.
Yeah.
This fucking Warzone? And you're going to be fucking fighting this?
Uh-huh.
Dumbasses. Just treat people fucking
It could have been
right.
such a slam dunk for them.
Yeah.
It should have been. It's so easy.
That's why I don't get it. There's no fucking common sense in gaming.
No. And yes, maybe it could have been for a selfish reason of like, this will make us look good.
Well, you see, doing a day business isn't all common sense.
No, apparently not.
And that's why business is bad.
Business is bad.
Business is real bad. Business has been real bad recently. Fucking losers.
All right, I think a lot of the rest of the news is not sad stuff, so.
No. I hate it really gets me. I hate transitioning back. I just want to be mad now. I just want to stay mad. I don't want to stop being mad.
Let's get happy. There's also good stuff in games.
Yeah. Whatever.
Go ahead. Go. Happy.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, with a big smile.
I can't. The next one that I picked to read, there is no way I can have a big smile on my face.
Oh, no. Okay. What is it?
You know Microid?
Microid? No.
They've announced that they're going to be releasing 3 new Garfield games in the next few years.
Oh, I'm sure those will be great. Garfield has such a grand history with video games. They're all so good.
My note says, looks like Microid will be releasing 3 new Garfield games in the next few years, as they say. Sounds to me like a threat. When I saw that, I was like, please.
I see what the games industry is doing. You're making us release 3 more.
Oh my god. I guess you have to have balance. If we're going to get numerous Dog the Bounty Hunter games, we probably have to get something to bring us down.
They're just getting ready for the big crossover.
If there was a cross, that would be amazing. I would love that. If they did a skin and like swapped it for
Garfield's missing. We need Dog.
Perfect crossover game. I'll fucking find them. I'll find that little lasagna eating piece of shit.
I would play that then.
Absolutely. What else we got?
I got something that I'm happy about. We got a new studio, Nagoshi Studio. That is the Yakuza series creator, Nagoshi, who there was that rumored deal with NetEase. Yeah, it's real.
Oh yeah, it's fucking real, guys.
It's so real.
It's real shit.
He's joined by 8 others, including Daisuke Sato, who is the head of RGG for 9 years, so another Yakuza veteran. His whole thing is that he wants the first step of the studio, which like, all right, yeah, we're starting off good. He wants a very open atmosphere, as in like meetings and open-end discussions that completely ignore seniority and a hierarchy. Just it's all about like, hey, we're all working on this game. Let's have a discussion. What do we want in this game? How do we want it to be?
That's nice.
Yeah, that sounds nice. And I'm just.
I mean, I never cared about the opinion of the person who gets me my coffee every day, but you never know what they
Wow.
have to say.
Wow. You're becoming one right before my eyes.
Go get me my fucking coffee.
I mean, you can have a soda if you want.
No, I want coffee. Because I know you won't take it from me.
But if you had a soda,
you
would jump across this table.
God, Swiper, no fucking swiping.
I am personally excited. I mean, obviously there's going to be no game soon.
No.
But I'm excited to see what happens with the Yakuza series moving forward and just what this is going to be. Like, what type of game does this do these people make? With just like a new idea. I don't know.
Open world Yakuza.
I mean, if they were just making more of those, I would play them.
Yeah.
Of course I would. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think if they wanted to keep making that, they'd stay where they were.
So we got Yakuza, we got Mafia. What's next? KGB?
I don't know enough about these things
Me
to
either.
know. I never even heard of the Yakuza until the games. I started playing them.
Yeah. I knew what the Mafia was.
I knew what the Mafia was, too. That one I knew.
Microsoft. They bought COD, and
they did that.
so COD 2022, Modern Warfare 2, COD 2023, whatever the fuck that's gonna be, and the next Warzone, Hundo P, all releasing on PlayStation.
Yeah, probably already a contract signed for that.
Yeah, but up in the air is all the remaining CODs, which, you know, Warzone ain't going nowhere because that thing makes bank.
Yeah, that I would be shocked if they took Warzone off of PlayStation. It would make no sense.
And like, it's still like, it doesn't feel right, but yeah, I guess if they can do it with Starfield, yeah, let's make COD. Let's make COD. You know, no one gives a fuck about the single player anyway, but me. So,
yeah, I think that's the direction they're gonna go. Obviously, there's contracts in place. They're not just gonna fucking ruin that's a legal nightmare. Then
it still feels unfathomable until it's announced. It still doesn't feel like it will ever become that until they tell me, and I still will be like, really?
That's kind of how I felt though about like
That's
the Bethesda shit.
Yeah,
and then it's happening, and now it's like, all
I
right.
I still don't know about that. It's like, are you serious? Like, where's the common sense? We could be making so much money.
I think they want the money to all go towards Xbox.
Yeah, but it's only going towards Game Pass, which I feel like it's only $15 a month, and
it must be working for them though.
I guess if it's the come on in and then stay sort of mindset,
I think that's what it is. I do.
Sure. I mean, hey, you said it.
I said it.
You said it.
Oh, I said it. I got oh, did you want? Was there more? You want to go?
I had another Xbox thing.
Oh yeah,
it was a little funny bit. You want a little funny bit?
I love funny.
You know Seamus Buckley?
No.
He is one of the creators of the Xbox. And apparently a little story came up that apparently around the time that the Xbox was originally going to launch, he made a comment that gaming is like masturbation. Everybody does it.
I saw that.
Nobody wants to talk about it. And I think that's the funniest
I think that's
thing.
a funny quote.
But even funnier is that thinking about Microsoft as a company now versus a company then, like this isn't as all separate as it is now. Like, this dude's boss was Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates wasn't happy.
He was not happy. But Bill Gates at the same time, he's just hopping over chairs left and right. What was Microsoft in the early 2000s? Hopping chairs and masturbating?
I don't think they knew.
You ever seen Bill Gates jump the chair?
No.
You don't know that?
I don't know that.
It's one of the most that's one of the biggest things in Microsoft history is Bill Gates jumping the chair.
What is it? He jumps over a chair?
Yes, like a chair. He jumped
Yeah.
over that shit.
Whoa.
And like in an interview, they were like,
Was it just?
"Can you still do that?" And he's like, and he gets up and he jumps over the chair, and it's like there's like a slow-mo, dun, 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 and it's so powerful.
So what you're saying is now Phil Spencer needs to be jumping chairs.
You know what? Here's the thing. Bill Gates jumped over chairs so Phil Spencer could sit in them.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Never thought of it like that.
I'm telling you, you need to watch the Bill Gates jumps the chair.
I will.
I almost want to do like a live reaction because it's fucking insane.
We could.
All right, I'll pull it up YouTube right now.
You pull it up. I'm going to announce this one real quick because it's a quick bit of news. New game
All I gotta
announcement-
type is Bill Gates J, and I didn't even type it correctly. I wrote Bill Gares J. I didn't even put T.
Who's Bill Gares?
Who knows?
The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution was announced. That's the Walking Dead VR game. This is going to be an entirely new game. They said it's going to be a continuation of the storyline, but also a new standalone game that players can just jump into, which that is going to make me jump into that Walking Dead VR game sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Good for them making a sequel.
Ready?
I'm ready.
You can leap over a chair from a standing position.
It depends on the size of the chair.
That's already.
Yes!
That's not even like...
Dude, he fucking gets so much air. That's Bill goddamn Gates right there.
I think it's funny because of how unimpressive it was.
I think
He jumps over a chair.
I don't know. I think we came from different generations.
I don't know. I don't think we did. We're what, 2 years apart?
Yeah, but
That's the same
In the
generation.
internet, we grew up in different generations.
Probably.
You're still learning. You're still learning.
Yeah. I think that's just a me thing, though.
That's all right.
I'm never up with the times.
I'm here. The only reason I'm here is to show you stuff like Bill Gates jumping over.
Pretty
a chair.
much. You have like shown me so much that I'm just not in that zone, and you are.
The internet is like.
Yeah, I just
You ever seen a football field?
no.
Those things are big, and the internet is like really big.
Yeah, I kind of have like my own little tiny spot that I like, and I don't really leave that tiny spot. Except to like when you come around and you pull me out of that spot.
No, yeah, my ADHD won't let that happen. Be like, look at all this stuff that I just learned.
And then my spot gets a little tiny bit bigger.
And I'm like, don't you feel so much better now?
I don't know about
Don't
that.
you feel safer?
Well, definitely not safer. If anything, I feel a little less safe knowing about that.
I just ripped one of my eyelashes out by accident. Well, I did it on purpose, but I took two.
All right, you want to move on to another piece of news?
EA.
What about them?
Talks are happening at EA because Battlefield 2042 is so bad that they're about to explore all options, possibly even going free to play. Now,
Remember what we were saying about Battlefield 2042?
Yep. First off, that game looked free to play as fuck before release.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they were charging people big bucks. And the game, as usual, wasn't working at launch. And just feels so empty content-wise and like just broke. Shit broke. You know how they say, if it broke, don't fix it?
Yeah, but what if it
If it ain't
broke? Don't fix it.
we broke.
You got to fix it then.
It's yeah. And if they go free to play, yeah, that will bring in a lot more people and also either alienate or piss off every other one who was there. Cuz like what are you going to do for them? Give them their money back? No.
No, that's not good. I think they would offer them some sort of in-game shit. Yeah.
Skin.
Yeah, it would be some sort of thing like that. Yeah. They're not going to offer refunds. Absolutely not.
No, this is the worst. This is voted the worst company 2 years in a row, people.
Yeah, people.
I
guess sticking with EA, we got a little more stuff with Respawn and Star Wars.
Oh my god, EA making more bad decisions.
This is pretty much Respawn is involved in all these in one way or another.
So it's not EA anymore. It's Respawn.
Yeah, Respawn
by EA.
is pretty much.
EA saw the talent of Respawn and literally like flicked the nuts of every other developer
Yeah.
there, and they were like, "Man, you know what you're doing. Can you do all of it?"
Pretty soon we're gonna hear like, yeah, the new Mass Effect. Respawn is taking a big lead on that.
You know, BioWare Edmonton. It's now Respawn BioWare Edmonton.
Yep. So these Star Wars games have been confirmed to be happening with Respawn and EA.
We got 3 of them. Thrice.
Jedi Fallen Order 2.
That was we knew that.
Did we know that? I thought
Not
we
officially,
did.
but
we
we
know
fucking knew that.
Okay, well
shit.
now we officially knew it.
Yeah.
A first-person shooter Star Wars game.
Coming from the team that most recently did the VR Medal of Honor game.
Did you play that?
Not yet, but I own it. I just haven't gotten around
I think
to it.
I think I might own that too.
And now the least interesting one.
A strategy game, which that's not the Offshore Gamescast cup of tea.
I was literally thinking the same fucking phrase.
Wow.
Because we drink coffee around here.
Well,
I drink the coffee.
you drink coffee and never during podcast time.
No, it's
That's
so
never
late.
happened.
Oh my God, if I had a cup of coffee right now, I'd be up until the bright morning.
And then you'd have to work.
Oh, then I need another cup of coffee.
And then you'd be up until the late night.
No, I'd be shitting. I'd be shitting and shitting and shitting. Let's talk about more games that were announced.
All right.
Crisis 4 we got announced.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I never played a Crisis game. You have.
They're fun. I never beat any of them. I'm excited because, here's the whole... What do you know about Crisis? What's the one thing that everyone should know about Crisis?
I know kind of the cover art. The dude in like the armor.
Yeah, okay, that's you. What about what you're actually supposed to know?
Snow?
Can it run Crisis?
Oh, okay.
Now we got Crisis 4.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows how that game's gonna be?
Not me.
Me either. But hopefully better than 1, 2, and 3 because they only get better.
Are they like direct sequels from
Yeah.
one? Like, do you know what's going on in the story when you didn't beat them but played them?
That is a question that I don't think I can answer.
All right, that's fair.
I don't think
that's
I
fair.
can answer that.
Very fair.
Pass.
Next question.
Next
I don't have
question.
another question. We're not done with new games.
No.
Blizzard.
Right.
They put out a thing that they're hiring. They're making a survival game.
In a brand new universe.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a StarCraft thing, a World of Warcraft. No, it's brand new. It's coming to PC and console.
And you know what this is? This is Dragon Age 4, a game that we didn't need to know about yet.
Oh, yeah. And to be fair, I think the reason we do know about it is because they put in a blog post basically being like, can we hire you? We need people to work on this.
Hey, you know that company that is well known right now for sexual harassment and degradation? Just a place where you don't want to be? $15 an hour. Come on in.
Brand new universe.
Ooh.
Yep.
Schmerl the Schmorfmaff.
Tempting.
I don't know if I have any other news besides that.
I got a couple more
You
things.
got a couple?
Yeah, they're quick.
Can I just make can I go back for a second?
Yeah, let's go back.
I just want Titanfall 3. That's all I want.
Yeah, me too.
You know what?
I also want that.
You know what I realized?
What?
So does everybody else.
I think a lot of people want Titanfall 3. Titanfall 2 is a really good game.
Yeah, you know what we're getting? We're getting Apex Legends. We're getting two. We're getting two more Star Wars games. We're getting a third Star Wars game, and we're getting. They're working on an unannounced project right now too. They got probably something else going on, and it's just you know what?
Do you think it's Titanfall 3?
I at this rate probably not.
No.
I want it though.
Me too.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
This is something I'm finally happy about.
What?
They are allowing you
Yeah.
to transfer captures straight to mobile now.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you take a screenshot, you get something good, you're like, oh, that's a good moment. I want to send that to my friends. All right, to do that from PlayStation, I now have to take that capture, message somebody, and then open up the PlayStation app, find that message, and then save that photo. And you can't do that with video whatsoever.
I've never had that thought once in my life.
I have.
Different strokes.
Well, you've shown me plenty of videos.
Yeah, but I never take a screenshot and think to myself, I want to send that to my buddy.
Maybe you will now when you play PlayStation games again.
No.
Maybe you will.
No.
But they're also going to allow you to do video clips up to 3 minutes. Thank you. That's I like that.
I'm indifferent. So thank you.
The other one is some Steam Deck news.
Boo! But it's all right.
It's it quote unquote goes on sale February 25th, as in, so like you over there,
That's me.
you reserved a spot for a Steam Deck.
That I did.
When your reservation number comes up, they're gonna send you an email.
Yes, they will.
You have 3 days
Oh,
to
yes, I
purchase the Steam Deck that you reserved. If you don't within
did.
those 3 days,
I should be able
it
to.
will move on to the next person.
I won't let that happen.
That's an interesting. This is an interesting launch.
It is. But, I mean, they did tell us.
They did.
They did tell us.
It was yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, but we have dates on that now. So there you go. That's it. That's my news.
That's it?
That's it.
All right.
Notable game releases?
No.
No, we're skipping it. We're done. The first big release of the year, we're done.
So, it hasn't happened for Xbox yet, but we did get PlayStation's February games to jump out.
Okay, you're right. It is not time.
So all these will be able to download February 1st. For PS5, we are getting Planet Coaster Console Edition. And coming to PS4, we are getting UFC 4 and the Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep standalone adventure to prepare everyone for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
One of the more underwhelming one in recent memory.
True. I mean, I'm biased. Tiny Tina's in there, so it makes it better.
But that is like an older thing.
Comparatively, yes, that is very weak for PlayStation.
Yeah, they usually have like at least one thing that's like, oh, okay,
I'm
giving that for free.
I wonder if it's a coincidence or if they're gearing up their Game Pass.
So like, if this was in and of itself, I would think like, oh, it's just a weak month for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But with all these little things that kind of keep happening,
Right.
That's also the thought I had with this.
Like, yeah, because, UFC, sports game, big. Planet Coaster, all right, it's not that big, but it is a PS5 game and people want PS5 games.
People are into those games too. Like, there's a crowd.
Tiny Tina, it all strategically makes a lot of sense.
If you put the pieces of the puzzle together,
the pee-pee of the puzzle,
you get a PlayStation Game Pass.
What were they calling that? What was the code name for it?
Oh, I don't remember. I think Jason Schreier said it's still just gonna be called PlayStation Plus at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there was some sort of code name. I don't remember.
Galahad or something. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
It wasn't that.
I will keep wanting to say Mjolnir for some reason.
No, it wasn't that either.
Yeah. Ready for some notable game releases?
I'm ready.
All right. I got 4 of them.
I have 2.
So, starting off, coming January 27th to PC, Quest 2, and PSVR, we got Zenith, The Last City.
You told me very little about that.
So this is what seems to be a very massive VR MMO releasing.
So it's a VMMO, very massive.
You know what? Sure.
And kind of VR too. You know?
Yeah. It seems cool. There's combat. You can like fly around, hang out with other people, collect some resources. I want to check it out. I'm curious.
Maybe. Do you want to? Maybe we'll arrange something.
Maybe.
That's coming out like now. So yeah, maybe we will.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, you take the next one.
Oh, you're giving me this one?
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Oh. January 28th, we have the release that's really going to be kicking off this year.
Yeah.
The first big one, Pokemon Legends Arceus for Nintendo Switch. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've been playing Planet of the Apes and Spec Ops. I could be focusing on other stuff, but like I'm really just passing time to get to Pokemon.
Yeah, and now this is going to start, and then pretty much every week from here on out, there's going to be some sort of big release coming.
We're just going to be exhausted.
Yeah. I slept for 4 hours last night. I had to beat Pokemon.
Oh, but I felt so good. Also releasing on January 28th, coming to PS5, is the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection.
Yeah.
That is the remake or the remaster of both the Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4, and I feel a little tempted just because Uncharted 4 is a good game.
You gonna get this?
Not anytime soon, but I might.
What if you wait a few months and then this is part of their like Game Pass thing?
Then, yes,
Yeah.
I'll play it.
That seems like the type of thing that would be there.
Yeah.
That feels right. I got one more. Life is Strange Remastered Collection. February 1st. Dave, list off the consoles.
PC, PS4, Xbox, and Stadia, because the Switch port got delayed.
Aw. That's sad.
But you got so many more options, even
Yeah.
Stadia.
Even Stadia.
Say it with me. Ho! Still play Stadia! You want another news tidbit? Come in February, Stadia is going to have 50 games. Stadia Pro is going to have 50 games.
How many? It's got to be like 2 years, right? Or it's at least a year.
I mean, more than a year. They've definitely been fumbling the entire time.
When did Google Stadia
Careful saying the G word around my phone.
come out? When you say careful saying the G word, I got pretty scared for a second of like, oh, what did I just say?
No, not that G word.
Stadia publicly launched on November 19th, 2019.
Wow.
Over 2 years. They hit 50 games.
They've been failing
Man.
for over 2 years.
It's one of those things like in concept, what they're doing, what Stadia was supposed to be, sure. That makes sense. Xbox is doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Boy, they fucked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anywho,
I think that's going to do it.
I think that'll do it. I know I really don't have too much else to say.
I don't really have much else to say either. At least not about video games.
No. You know what? I can say that I do kind of gotta pee. I gotta pee a little bit.
I do too.
And you know what? Corporate pieces of shit like IGN won't tell you. They won't tell you when they have to pee. They won't be like...
They won't even mention pee.
No. I'll talk about piss and shit all day.
Well, it would get kind of boring after an all-day conversation about that.
No, I got stories.
All day's worth, though?
I'm 25.
And you have all day's worth of stories? 24 hours? Maybe if you talk real slow, but then it'll be boring.
I don't know. I feel like we would spark conversations and like that would elaborate. So it would still be conjoined.
I don't
Or
think off-topic counts.
Piss and shit and piss and shit.
Yeah, you
and
see, I'm
piss and
already
shit.
bored of that.
And piss and shit?
No, bored.
And piss and shit and piss and shit.
You're making me want to end this even more.
So this one time I was pissing and shit.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Next week, we're going to talk about Pokemon, I'm sure. Good night.
Goodbye forever.